Hey, I just Tyler, I need us to get into it right away. Okay. I just I'm upset, man. I'm in mourning. I'm in a state of mourning. Zelina Vega
But
lost
it's
the
1
title.
p.m. Oh, that
Well,
morning. That kind of morning. I got
all morning I was in the state of mourning for the last 3, 4 mornings. Ah, Selena Vega lost it, man. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
They put a rocket to Julia's back and lit the
Wow.
fuse. She
Yeah, not
that's
that
she's
she's
only been there a
undeserving.
few
It's
weeks.
just, whew. Yeah. I mean, her and Stephanie both. They both like just they shot up. I mean, now they didn't put a title on Stephanie yet, but
No, but they will.
yeah, they
I
will.
bet Stephanie's the
But
one that beats Becky.
yeah, that can make sense. I mean, I think it's interesting just that both of them are in that scenario now. That's crazy. So, what do you got on today?
Oh, nice little throwback. Hardy Boys.
Ooh, did you see them on the? They were on the Bus Mania or whatever it was, or Subway Mania. Have you seen
No.
anything about that? Oh,
Uh-uh.
I'll have to send you the video for that. That's good. It's like this thing that they do. They have like a subway car that at a certain time they do like a wrestling show in the subway car, and
Really?
yeah, and the Hardys showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
No, I
crazy.
have to
It's the
see
first time I've
that.
ever seen it, but
That's crazy.
yeah,
Um, so first thing I want to talk about, we're only talking about Saudi this week. There's no countdown, and you're getting a double dose of news next week. There wasn't really much to say. Uh, how about that CM Punk promo Friday?
yeah. I mean, I just you know how I feel about CM Punk, okay, and you know what I realized? What I realized Friday was I'm lost a little bit in this scenario because I didn't watch Cena very much. You know, the very
Yeah,
beginning of Cena. I didn't watch Punk very much. I definitely didn't watch their rivalry. So this is like sitting back on the sidelines just like this and watching everybody kind of go at it for this one and being
it,
like, dang, this must have been good when it was real.
it
Because
was.
yeah, because like it's good now, but I know that it had been great back then.
I have all 12. I wish it would be 13, but I have all 12. I think it was 12.
Huh.
12. No, it was 14, right? 14 matches, and last night was their 15th meeting.
Yeah, yeah, that would be you're telling me
I
I'm
have
wrong.
them all on
But
DVD. So
yeah,
even the no contest.
it's an impressive rivalry and I thought that both of their promos were were really good the last couple weeks or the last week. So
Oh, Cena's pipe bomb was, it made me
it was
angry. That's how good it was. It
it
was
was
so good I
wild.
was angry.
Yeah,
It,
it
it
was
was so
wild.
good it turned some fake Punk fans, the fake ones,
Yeah.
against Punk. Um, and
Oh,
next thing you know, Friday comes around and it's Punk Life. Instead of Thugonomics, we're getting
yeah.
Punkonomics there. And it
Yeah.
was amazing. It was 2004 or 2005 John Cena.
Yeah.
Hardcore. I never thought I'd see CM Punk bust out some rhymes, but they were pretty good.
Hmm. I mean, no, they weren't. They were not good. They weren't good at all. They were absolutely horrible. I was like, this man just like he what he should have done was he should have just went back home, right, to Chicago, take a trip down to O Block. I know he's good on O Block. He has to be. And just been like, hey, Dirk, one of these guys, Dolph, could you just write up something for me against John Cena and then taking that back? It probably would have still been bad, but
Oh my!
it was pretty rough. It it's hard when you're doing that when John Cena is the guy who does that because
Yeah,
as corny as I think John Cena is, he's pretty funny when he rhymes, and it's just
he is.
you know
I don't
and
know.
it's
I
hard to do that. It's hard to do it.
I thought it was good. I
Yeah,
also am a metalhead and don't listen to rap, but
I was
I
gonna say
thought it
that
was
also
good.
that also makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense that you thought it was good. Um, and that tells me that I am correct, that it was not good. That it was not good at all. So that I'm not just a hater. It is absolutely true.
I watched
Certified.
it twice.
Yeah, you're just proving it more and more.
Yeah,
Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to Kayfabe Marks podcast. I guess that's a super long intro today.
I
Um,
guess
because we were
five
just
minutes.
talking. I feel like we've been doing this all day. So we haven't, just last hour. But yeah, but yeah, so welcome guys. We're just we got a special kind of episode for you today. It's just gonna be the Saudi fallout, the fallout of Clash of Champions. We just kind of want to get a few things off our chests on that, and then we'll look towards another really good episode next week. Now, I do want to apologize for the technical difficulties that we did have, in our last week's episode. But I was, inspired to see that even WWE has those technical difficulties when they're
Yeah,
trying to do stuff. So,
SmackDown.
the stuff happens. But so I appreciate your patience through that, guys. But we're ready this week. We're ready and firing away. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, I can already tell we're only 6 minutes in. Your
Yeah.
image, and you viewers at home or at work or in your car or wherever you are listening to us, bullshit. Um, we when we're watching each other as we're live recording, like right now,
Hmm.
Adam's picture was freezing on me, sometimes for a few minutes at a time, even though I could still hear him. And that's happened in the past. And when we release it, there is no frozen images. So
Right.
I just kind of thought, like, oh, it's just worse than usual.
Yeah.
But no, it overlaid for the second half of the episode. It like overlaid our audio even because there's no
Yeah.
way we were talking at the same time that often.
No, we weren't. We weren't. I mean, I had a lot to drink. I had a lot to drink last week, so I mean, we could have. I don't know. Our audio might have been perfect. We just might have, because I think we both were thrown down. But speaking of, let's get this out of the way. I don't have much special to drink, but I was tired of my family thinking that I was a pampered bum now, so I made my own old fashioned. It is nowhere near as good as when they make it, but you know, I just wanted them to know I can still do it.
Yeah.
So
Um,
got
I
an old
think
fashioned.
before we get angry, we should do a shot before we cover
Oh,
Night of Champions.
okay. I
And this
I have
is
nothing to be angry about.
I have lots.
I, yeah,
And
my anger came
it's
on Friday.
not even the Punk match. I called exactly how that, not 100% exactly, but we'll talk
Of
about
course.
it. But I called what was going to happen, so I wasn't even surprised. I never even jumped up or yelled one time during that match.
No, no.
But this is a first for the kayfabe marks. Two picks back to back. Jaden MGM. This is okay. I'm not Italian and I don't speak it, so bear with me. Il Tramonto Limoncello liqueur, imported product of Italy. It
Limoncello.
honestly, I tried really
Limoncello.
hard with that one.
Limoncello is pretty good. I just have Jaeger. I was listen, it's hot, all right, and I'm a large guy, so if I don't have to go out in this heat, I don't do it.
Oh, dude,
So I
it's
just
been
went down
bad.
to the old freezer and I was like, what do we got in here? And I remembered I still got a whole pack of these, so I can do shots till Kingdom Come. But this is a short episode, so we'll keep it to like four. So,
Young Tyler feels for you already.
oh,
Old Tyler wants to see it. This thing's
I'm
huge, by the way.
already
Look at this. It's like a
no,
double
but
shot
that's limoncello. Limoncello's
head.
good. Yeah, limoncello's good for you.
She hasn't picked a bad one yet, so I'm assuming this is gonna taste good.
All right, here we go.
All right, to Night of Champions.
Oh, oh, that's not as bad as some of that other stuff.
Oh fuck yeah, that was really good. I don't like how thin this neck is because it really made me just have to have it sit on my tongue until that came out here. But yeah,
Uh,
not bad, not bad. Um, it's like a thick lemonade.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was fine. Thanks, Jaden. That was a good one.
We'll call Jaden.
Yeah, what is she? 4 for 4 now?
Gotta be.
Three
Yeah.
for three? 4 for 4? I don't know. She's doing good. Um, all right. Also, we had a new viewer from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say hi to Miranda and thanks for subbing to the pod.
Yeah, we've had a few new viewers. I've noticed kind of an uptick in a lot of the numbers. So really quick, if you don't mind, Tyler, since it's going to be a quicker episode for us today, maybe just really quick, tell a little bit about yourself, who you are, and why we created this podcast, and I'll kind of do it from my perspective too. But just so
Yeah.
any of those newer viewers know what they're dealing with when when it comes up.
All right. I'm a 32-year-old alcoholic.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I've watched
It's true for
wrestling.
sure.
I've watched wrestling since I was 2 or 3 years old, since before I can remember memories, because my parents have pictures of me in a diaper with wrestling guys, wrestling action figures. I've always loved it, but everywhere I've lived besides Menominee, where we met each other,
Yep.
I never knew any other wrestling fans. I was picked on. I had nobody to talk to it or talk about it with, and I finally meet you as my boss,
Yeah.
and here's Adam coming over every single pay per view, every single PLE, chilling with me and my dad, and sometimes we'd throw a party, and Lance and a few
Yep.
other friends would come,
Yeah. Lance
pass
Fulton,
food
those guys.
around, yeah, pass food around, drinks around, and
Yeah.
then you moved away
Yeah.
selfishly, and
Yes.
and
Yes.
I went back to having zero people to talk about wrestling with besides like my dad and my sister and my mom. God rest her soul. She's probably still upset at John Cena rolling in her grave. Um, and it finally got to the point where I got older, got married.
Yeah.
My wife loves wrestling now. I had kids. My kids love wrestling, but nobody can really talk to me about wrestling on the level that I
Yeah.
need to talk about wrestling on. But you. And we
Yeah.
started doing that, and then it got to the point where, why aren't we recording this?
Yeah. And I think we had talked about it at one point, maybe even a couple years ago. And it
Yeah,
was, I think it was right around the time you and Cass had started your guys' original one, which shameless plug. They've got a murder and mysteries podcast out there, so go check that out. We'll put some links to that in
yeah.
the show notes.
C&T's
Um,
True Crime on Tap. We just recorded an episode last night about the haunted film set of the original Omen. And
yeah.
I'm telling you right now, that movie is haunted. A lot of people died.
Yeah. Well, so I remember listening to your guys' podcast about that and being like, man, I really like this. This is fun. We should do this. And then I just like didn't say anything else about it for a while. And then, so we both kind of just talked about wrestling still. We didn't really bring it back up. And then I don't know what kicked it in gear for us, but one day we were like, let's just literally film our conversation. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure our wives had a lot to do with that because they tend to be the only thing that makes us go. But yeah, man, that just like Tyler, I grew up a wrestling fan. So I grew up a little bit older than Tyler. Not
Not
much, but a
much.
little bit
A
older,
couple of years.
a little bit. Yeah, but 36, I think I am somewhere in that range.
Yeah, around
Uh,
there.
so yeah, grew up a wrestling fan. Absolutely loved it. Now, when I graduated high school and I went to college and started doing that thing and started moving out on my own, I stopped watching, mostly because cable's expensive, right? And so I just didn't. I never watched it. I didn't have it anymore. I didn't have access to it uh, until 2018 when I met Tyler. So it was about a 10-year period where I just didn't watch wrestling at all. And then yeah, it was probably 2000. Actually, it was 2015.
2017.
Yeah,
2017.
2017,
Yep.
2017. Yeah, so uh, I knew I was up there in that range. 2018, I think, is when I left. But yeah, so that's and then that's when I got to get back into it again. I got to go over, hang out with people, reminding me when I was a kid. We used to always get the pay-per-views, and we would go to my sister's dad's house, and they lived in a trailer park, and it was the greatest time I've ever had in my life. Burwood, what's up? So yeah, that was that was our story, man. We both are just lifelong wrestling fans who loved watching wrestling, who both got back into it and were able to have somebody to talk to about it, and then we didn't. And this is our avenue to do that. We just hope that some people come along with us and get to enjoy it too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
and excluding human beings, I love baseball. I'm a big MLB fan. I
so am
love the NFL,
I.
scripted or not. I love the NFL. I love sports, but nothing even come if they're like you can only watch one thing for the rest of your life, whether it be only movies, only TV shows, only one sport. Wrestling's gonna take it every time. I would rather watch wrestling
Yeah,
every single day, all day, than anything else,
yeah, that's a solid question
including
though, and
my
I'm going to
wedding
ask it to
day.
everybody. That's a solid question. Well, you should have got married at a wrestling event.
Really should.
So Um, that's a solid question though. If there's one thing that you could watch forever, it would have. I mean, because if I could have access to the entire catalog, now
Yeah.
we're assuming that if I just say TV shows, it's not all TV shows. It's a specific TV show.
Yep. Like The Office,
Um,
only The Office every day,
right,
or
right,
only House, or Walking Dead, or whatever.
yeah, or like an industry, so like wrestling, football, baseball, basketball,
Yeah.
and you get all of it. Yeah, it's got to be wrestling because there's
Yes.
so much of that out there. There's so much. Now it would be hard because I do love my movies. But,
Oh, so do I. I'm a huge mark when it comes to horror movies and comedy
you know,
TV series, like and The Walking Dead. I'm a big zombie nut. It's bad.
I've, yeah, I've struggled to get through that one. I my last real shot was with my grandpa. We were watching it and we didn't get too far. So hopefully I'll kick back into it again. It was okay. It was a good show.
It's
I gotta power
starts
through.
slow and
Yeah.
ends hot. Yeah.
Yep. I gotta power through. We're on some. We like to watch reality TV, so we're watching like Handmaid's Tale, um, things like that, stuff that's happening in real life. Um, all right, man. Let's get going. Let's talk about Night of Champions.
All right. Night of Champions, also known in my house as the King of the Ring, the King and Queen of the Ring, because
Yeah.
it is not Night of Champions because there
No.
was only two belts on the line, and I have 9 different pay-per-view Night of Champions DVDs in my collection out there, and guess what? Every match has on the line a belt.
Yeah. Well, it was called the Saudi Blood Money PLE in my house. As a
I
matter of
bet.
fact,
I bet it was.
yeah, we we really struggled whether or not we were going to even honestly watch it or not. But
Hey, by the way,
you know,
people who decided to go off and spoil SmackDown results, go fuck
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. Every
I
time
found
it's
out
over there.
Zelina lost her
Every
belt
time.
3 hours before it fucking happened.
Yeah, yeah. Every time it's over there, it drives me nuts. But
I hate that.
we'll get into it. We'll get into that connection, I'm sure. But blood money. Go for it.
100% blood money, man. I think they're signed through Saudi through 2028. Don't don't
I
quote
can
me,
look.
but I swear to
I
God, I
can look.
read something like Vince had signed a deal with Saudi through 2028 or something like that.
I'll look.
I'm hoping not under Vince anymore. As soon as that contract is up with Saudi, they're done because those fans fucking suck, and I don't
Yeah,
care.
it was a 10-year agreement, worth reportedly around 50 million per event. Um, yeah, and obviously they confirmed the 2026 Royal Rumble to be there, which should be awesome. So that we can watch, Catwoman cosplay event for the Women's
Yeah,
Royal Rumble.
yeah, the
So
scuba suits are great.
I just,
Not that I'm
I know,
trying to objectify the women in what they
no,
wear in the ring anyway, but you should be able to wear your actual ring gear instead of a fucking
no.
scuba suit.
I was gonna say the problem isn't what I don't care what the ring gear is. The problem is they don't get a choice in the ring gear,
Yeah,
and
that's
and
right.
and the men can wear whatever they want, and the women have to wear this. And that's, if you want to cover up and wear, Nia Jax wears essentially the same thing
Yep.
every week, but that's her choice. She gets to
Yeah.
choose to wear that, and that's a whole other conversation for, do you actually get to choose, or do the fans choose what you wear essentially? But you know what I mean.
I was
Like
even
it's just
surprised. I was even surprised to see Alistair show up at SmackDown because in the past, when he was with WWE prior, he wasn't allowed to go because of his back tattoo.
yeah,
Did you notice he showed up and never
yeah,
took that jacket off?
yes, yeah, and it's just I think and I know that everybody has their feelings about the Saudi Arabia situation or just the Middle East in general right now. And that's not what this podcast is. If you want to have that conversation, I'm the guy that would be happy to have that conversation with you. I do love talking about all types of current events, but
Yeah.
uh, I think what sold people like Punk, what sold people like Alistair is them saying, "Look, we've got 3 more years of this, and then we're done." I hope, I really, truly hope that they're like, "We're done with this. We don't
Hmm.
have to worry about this anymore." Unless they change they drastically change their views. I would never hold a PLE there where
No,
the women
no.
have to be different than the men. It sends the wrong message. But I guess if that's terms of the deal, that's terms of the deal. But
And I never had the strongest views on things like this until I had a daughter, and then I
right,
really do
well,
that. And you got a
yeah.
daughter, and I
Hmm.
bet that changed your mind more towards it. You were already against it,
Yeah,
I know that, but I bet it went
yeah. I mean,
full frickin' needle after your daughter was
yeah.
born. Did it not?
I I grew up with women, so I mean, the women have always, had a special place in my heart. But you're correct. Having a daughter completely changes the view on that. Before it was, I wouldn't want to see my mom or sister like this. Now it's like, I wish you would talk to my daughter that way. It's a
Oh, I know.
whole, it's a whole different, it's a different vibe you're gonna get. Brother Adam versus Father Adam are two very different people. So,
Yeah, I've. Oh no, no.
well, well, talk about some glitches in the matrix there for a moment, right?
Just a little.
So just just a little. We somehow are still on Sunday night, but also Monday night at the same time.
Yeah,
Um,
I can't believe it.
it's remarkable, but I will say uh, there was an unheard challenge issued. So now, like as you've listened to the episode, you will hear this challenge issued. Um, well, my family, I don't know, they got spies or something. They heard about it, right? So I had mentioned that I made my old fashioned yesterday because I could do it just as well as they could. Well,
Yep.
they said I'm a liar. So they made one, and Ezra put a secret ingredient in it. And now it's no secret that I love peaches, like peach flavored stuff and peaches themselves. So he added a peach to my old fashioned. And let me tell
Huh.
you,
I bet that would be good.
yeah, the kid nailed it. The kid nailed it. I got my ass whooped on that one. Ooh, that kid can go work down at the brewery right now. He can't touch any of the liquor. He just tells them what to do. That's
Yeah, there
that's
you go.
that's what he's good at. So, anyway, guys, yeah, sorry about that. We had a little bit of a mix up with our
Well,
recording
it wasn't
software.
us. This one we
No,
can blame on Riverside.
yep, yep.
And honestly, I
So,
think the issues that we had last week as well, I think it was a Riverside thing. I don't think it was us because we've never had issues like that before.
yeah, I mean, it very well could have been. I know that we're starting to explore some other options, if for nothing else, to have a solid backup.
Yeah.
Even if we keep rolling with what we're doing, but that way we can keep pushing out stuff to you guys because this is fun for us, and hopefully it's as much fun for you guys. So
Yeah.
let's go on, man. We were at Clash. I think I was talking about how the father Adam and the brother Adam are different people, but we can move on. We can get right into Clash of Champions.
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions. I'm sorry. I keep saying Clash. I apologize.
Well, Clash of Champions was another pay per view they used to have. I have DVDs of
Uh,
that too.
they all start to run the same in my head sometimes after too many of these old fashions. That is
I mean, if you ask me, this was King and Queen of the Ring. I don't think it was Night of
correct.
Champions at all.
Yeah, King of King of the Ring at your house and the Blood Money Saudi Bowl at my house.
All right. So the first match that we saw was Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Here's what I wrote. I wrote a little snippet for each one, and then we can just
Hmm.
go off of that.
Yeah.
Cody wins King of the Ring in a match that was good, not great. It wasn't what I thought it would be with these two finally facing each other. Slow but not clunky, but very predictable.
Yeah, it was when I finished this match, I was like, WWE sneakily gave us like a really good, excuse me, a really good like dream match, wrestler's dream, King of the Ring on the men's side. Like there were some really good matches in there, and I thought that these two almost kind of tongue in cheek wanted to make this a old school, over the top, as hokey as possible wrestling match. As if nothing else, as a nod, as a tip to their legacy, not to be stupid, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Their lineage, both of them. But I think it was a fun match because I think they both were having fun the whole time. It just felt like a really good time.
Yeah, I think they were having fun, but
Hmm.
just this wasn't a barn burner, and this happens, in my opinion, with every Saudi show, and it's because it's so freaking hot and humid, and you can tell
Yeah, for sure.
everybody in every match was gassed within 5 minutes.
For sure. Yeah, no, there's definitely that. Yeah, and that plays a big role into all of it. I'm just thinking from a standpoint of what these two guys were doing. It was a good match. It was a fun match. I knew there couldn't be too much because they're not going to feud after this. I knew it had to be respectful, so I knew it wasn't going to be something crazy. But yeah, I get the heat. The heat thing makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Um,
Especially with the women and them having to wear cat suits. So
so this one I gave 3.5 stars out of 6.
yeah, I was a little bit more given on this one. I really liked it. I gave it a 4.5.
4.5. Now,
Yeah.
it was just for how slow and predictable it was for me why I dropped it, but it's
Hmm.
still a 3.5, maybe even a 4,
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
every single one of those high spots were hit to perfection.
And it's like it's funny because it's almost the same reason you dropped it is the same reason I raised it. Like I almost wanted this to be a predictable match, so I kind of was, I really enjoyed it. It felt like an old school, not necessarily like a PLE match, but an old
Yeah.
school wrestling match. And
Yeah, you know what?
for
This
that I
felt like
liked
a
it.
main event of SmackDown.
Absolutely, yeah, like a really good main event of SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and a four, I think a 4.5, 3.5, somewhere in that range is perfect for that.
All right. Um, Second match was Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. I have a good match, not great. I hate these women matches in Saudi. The crowd is underwhelming, and that takes
Yeah.
away from the matches. Roxanne got involved and makes me think she'll be taking Liv's spot as the tag team champ. And Rhea wins with a riptide off of a balance beam table on the top rope, which I thought was a really cool spot. And my
Yeah.
wife says, "What is she doing?" And I was like, "Did you ever watch King of the Ring? Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon, because they did something similar to this at that
Hmm.
surfboard on the top, and he hits the
Yeah.
Olympic slam.
Yep.
That's what this spot reminded me of. I gave this
Yeah.
match a 4.5. I thought it was
Yeah.
really good. Uh, the girls were perfect. I didn't see a
Hmm.
missed spot. I could tell they were gassed, but they didn't slow down.
No, no.
Um,
Well, you've seen both of them work out with Sheamus, so you know what they're capable of. So,
that's
um,
accurate.
yeah. Uh, yeah, this was one of my favorite. Like I don't necessarily like rank it as a really good match, but it was, to me, it was one of the most fun to watch. I really enjoyed it because I haven't seen Rhea get thrown around like that. Literally, I
No,
maybe Nia Jax has done it. I
yeah,
don't even know. I don't even know if Nia Jax has done it, but like they really did a good job of keeping Raquel strong here, all the while, I think beating the, not, I guess I can't say because she won, but I don't, I think this shows more and more that she's not like the woman, the female Hogan. She's not that type of person. She's
no,
like, because she could take an L too. I think that this match made sense for her to win here. But just the way that she works with Raquel and the way that she allowed, like, I should say allowed Raquel to throw her around, so I think Raquel could do whatever she wanted. But, the way that match played out, that she allowed herself to be vulnerable, I guess is the
yeah.
best way to put it. And,
I think
and
both women
yeah,
looked strong in this, and I
yep,
think that this is she Rhea needed to win for this
yes,
match
yeah,
to mean she's got momentum going into what I believe is going to be Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world championship at Evolution.
Okay. Okay. Evolution's interesting. Yeah.
So, I mean, if Rhea
No.
loses this, why is she getting a title shot?
No, that's for sure. Yeah, there's no reason for her to get a shot then. Yeah. But I mean, it's
This is that
WWE,
whole
so you know.
Goldberg thing all over again. Why is the
I
belt
was,
even involved in that?
yeah, I was gonna say they don't. The WWE is the absolute worst at the this person lost 15 matches in a row and now they got a title shot. So
Yeah.
you know,
All right.
what we got next
You
here?
ready for this
Oh,
next one?
my score. I was a four on
Oh,
that.
yours a 4? Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
went 4.5. You went 4. That's good.
yeah.
So it's
And
not terrible so far.
interesting enough, Bleacher Report, right? So the Bleacher Report on the first match gave it a B plus, and Bleacher Report on this match gave it a B. And I think we're right in the same ballpark. So yeah,
Um, this is where stuff's going to turn around, and get sour.
yeah, I feel that.
Sammy Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
I have written Sammy wins and shouldn't have. Sammy does the same sell job in every single match. I'm the underdog. I'm barely standing, trying to hold myself up in the corner, but big burst of energy for 5 seconds to hit the Halua kick.
Reminds me of Daniel Bryan.
Sell job. Karrion was the underdog in this match. We all knew it. Sammy didn't need this win at all, and Karrion did. It was an all right match, but held together by Karrion Kross, not Sammy. And if the rumors are true that Karrion is being pushed, this doesn't look like a good push to me.
Yeah, I mean, unless the point of this is for him to be some battered bastard saint of WWE, but how many times can you do that? I mean, they tried it with Joe Gacy. They tried it with, they've tried it before. You know, yeah, I agree with you. Maybe I'm not so hard on Sammy in the match, but I agree that like, excuse me, Karrion deserved this win. Not only deserved, Karrion needed this win. I
Yeah.
mean, and what I thought would further his character of whatever it's supposed to be. But the loss doesn't make sense to me. It just kind of seems like a squash job. Like it just seems, even though it was a good match, and I don't mean squash in terms of time, but I mean like
Push. Squash of the
it,
push.
yeah, he stepped on his neck there. It doesn't make much sense to me. But again, Carrion is doing an incredible job of making a lot of momentum out of the hate, out of the disrespect, out of the slights. So maybe this is all part of that. Maybe he's just building that momentum and building that momentum and building that. LA Knight kind of did that. He just kept building and building and building. He took loss after loss after loss, and then all of a sudden he broke through. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I agree with you, though. Carrion should have won this match. I think it was a really good match. I think it's also, in my opinion, in that like I'm gonna go 3.5 range because I'm a little upset at the finish, but I
I
think it
went
was a
with
good
3.
match.
I
Yeah.
did a
Okay.
3-star.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, well, let's see while we're at it. There we go. So 3.5 and 3. Bleacher Report put it at C plus. So
Yeah, there you go.
we're right in line, guys. So
All
hey,
right.
hire us or something.
Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu U.S. Championship match. Uh,
Yeah.
more even than a one-sided fight. I thought it would be, which was good and made Solo look strong, which they haven't done in a while.
A
Fatu
long
did
time.
take over at the end and have Tongaloa return and not Fatu on the top rope, but Fatu would recover and dog walk both of them and pin Solo just to get dragged out of the ring by it's the Haikulu or Haiku
Yeah,
guy.
but I think his name is like oh, I can't remember now. I'm not gonna screw it up.
It's gonna be something
Yeah,
different.
I just can't remember what they said the name was. It was like uh, it's they announced it. I can't remember. It's like
Yeah.
Tongo
Um.
Tongo something. I don't remember.
Well, the giant guy choke
Yeah,
slammed
that big dude.
Fatu onto the table and then rolled him back into the ring for Solo to hit the Samoan spike, which the sell job by Fatu with like the side freaking backflip, getting hit with the
Yeah,
spike made the spike look
yeah,
strong.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Solo wins, and I agree with the decision. The
yeah,
new
yes.
bloodline is being formed. I just hope it's not being reran a third time, and it's going to be something different.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I 1,000% agree with you on everything. Um, but I have a frustration in it, and it's
Yeah,
like, why waste Jeff Cobb on this? Like, you brought Tama back, or Tonga. Well, you brought one of the Tongas back. You knew the brother was coming, so like, why not? I mean, it was a matter of weeks. I don't understand why you bring JC in. You make him Jeff Cobb when he could have done any number of other things. That's why.
yeah. I that's why I said I think that this is going to be the new bloodline. It's going to be a super group because we're going to have Tongaloa,
Yeah,
Tama Tonga,
yeah,
7
yeah,
foot giant guy, Solo,
yeah,
and JC. That's five. That's
yeah.
five.
That's five, and I'll tell you that's a scary five. If they let everybody work, that's a scary five. But I also agree with you that Solo needed this title, and I think I had said that to Bruce actually when he won. I was like, he needs, if he's going to be a legitimate leader, it doesn't have to be the world title because you're
No,
not the world title faction, But if it's going to be a legitimate leader, he's got to have something. They even put that North American title on the guys in NXT that are leading the factions a lot of times because that's a really good title for them to hold.
yeah,
So I agree with you that this had to happen for him. Yeah,
I gave it
and
a
Jade
four.
doesn't need it.
No,
I gave it a 4.5. I gave it 4.5 because I really enjoyed the storytelling of it, really, and the reboot of the Bloodline will be nice. And we're a little above these guys because they're at a C plus, but I think that's called Bloodline fatigue. So
I don't think they're
you know,
seeing what we're seeing, where this had
yeah,
to happen.
yeah. In order for all of these guys to keep doing what they're doing, and I actually am interested in seeing what you would imagine would be a B team writing for the bloodline, and I don't mean that in a direct, disrespectful way. Just a second team, like you
Yeah,
had like the main guys writing for the main bloodline when that happened. I'm interested to see what they do with these guys. It could be
yeah.
there's more flexibility here. So you don't have the world title to worry about.
All right. So Jade Cargill versus Asuka. Now,
Yeah,
before I tell you what I have written down here,
yeah.
why were the Saudis booing the shit out of Jade?
Well,
She's a
I mean, I
face.
I could tell you why, but I mean, it's not a very popular thing. I mean, eh, let's just say that diversity is not very welcomed in Saudi Arabia.
See, now
That's
this was what I said to Cassie.
it's diversity of any kind in Saudi Arabia. So it's another reason why it just needs to end. And I hope that in 2028, as we looked up, I hope that it does because it's ridiculous, especially with stop having women's matches over there. Then quite
Yeah,
honestly, it's just so
stop.
so disrespectful to them because they're not getting any kind of pop. They're not getting, or they're getting booed, which is just it's just crazy. So
Yeah,
yeah, I get a little hot. I get a little hot about it, but because this could have been, I think, a really really good match, and I think that the lack of reaction and the negative reaction may have thrown them off a little bit, and um, it ended up being a really poor match with a poor ending, and I think that yeah, it sucks because these are two really good wrestlers, two consummate professionals who deserve, to be celebrated, and that wasn't it. So,
here's
yeah,
what I have written. The
yeah,
match was
sorry.
okay. Asuka definitely carried Jade through this match. It was nothing special. The crowd was completely dead for this whole match, and Jade was booed both Friday and Saturday in Saudi. Again, I hate Saudi shows. Jade wins
Yep,
on a good reverse of Asuka's rear view. I don't think
yep,
it was Asuka's shoulders that were, or I don't think Asuka's shoulders were down for the pin. And I've been hearing Triple H may have them rematch, and he was very upset with the botched pin spot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it was crappy all around. I think it was a crappy situation, and I'm sick of Saudi shows. I
Yeah.
really am. So
So
I had to give this. I had to give this a three because it was just a bad match and a bad situation. Um, it just sucked. So, and I hope
uh,
they don't. I hope they don't contest this and do some weird thing about it. I hope they just let it be whatever it is. Move on.
yeah, and I agree. 3 stars.
Yeah. I will say, I am loving the Storm cosplay for all of these big events,
Yeah, that was cool
and
though. That was
and
cool.
I love it every time. It won't get old. So, all right, ooh, the big one next, right?
Main event time. John Cena versus CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Hmm.
What I have written:
Yeah,
slow moving, and methodical. They put in
yeah,
a lot of spots from their previous matches, which was cool. Cena was in full control, hitting, what does that say? Hitting Punk with 2 AAs and Punk kicking out of both of them. Cena went to get
yeah.
his belt to end in a DQ like he's been doing, but changed his mind. Punk comes back and hits Cena with a GTS, but Cena kicks out. Cena gains steam and was starting to set up for the 5 knuckle shuffle. Boom, ref bump. Punk hits a GTS again, and I sat there and counted to 5. Punk would have won this match, which makes me angry. The predictable Seth Rollins spot to cash in happens. Punk
Yep.
gets put through a table, and as Seth calls for a ref, Cena takes the ref out hard.
Yeah. Listen, I got something to say about that. I got something like, whoa.
All right. Sammy and Penta came out and got Braun out of the way, and Cena hit Bronson Reed with an AA, which was seriously impressive. Punk and Cena do away with Rollins' threat, and Cena and Punk reenact the Cena Cody moment, and Punk catches the leg though. And Cena gets hit with a GTS, but Seth Rollins ruins everything. Cena does away with Seth again, and Cena wins. I hated the finish, and I called how it would end during their entrances predictable in all capitals. I don't think I spelled predictable right, and I put the LE at the end in lowercase because I'm bad at spelling.
Don't.
Especially because Rollins was advertised for Saudi but didn't have a match. So
Yeah,
fucking obvious what he was going to do.
yeah. Let me just get this out of the way. So I don't know if you've ever watched MTV's The Challenge, right?
Yeah.
But one of my favorite people of all time on the show was CT, right? CT was an absolute monster. He did the choo choo, and there was a time where they were playing this like cross football game, right? And it was this dude named Adam. He choo chooed, came through, he cleaned that guy. I've never seen anybody hit harder in my life until I saw Cena hit Charles Robinson. Like
Dude.
like, that that was disgusting. Like I at that moment I was like, he's a heel. I hate this guy. Like, why did you hit Charles Robinson like that?
That hard, too. People were
Oh
legitimately
man.
wondering if he was okay.
Yeah, I mean, like cleaned that man. Like he was coming down clean, and I was like, oh, he's about to boom.
Wow.
Awesome, 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 awesome spot. The timing that took. The Charles Robinson, you are an absolute G. Like that was amazing. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that spot. It doesn't take away from how dog shit the ending of this match was, and how predictable it truly was. But honestly, I didn't expect anything different because what else are you going to do? Like you're not going
Put
to have
the
CM
strap
Punk.
on Punk.
Oh, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. All right. First of all, okay, the guy can't even stick to his laurels about not going to the
Oh,
place
God.
in the
Here we
first
go
place.
again.
So if you can't put the belt on a liar, right? You can't go from a cheat to a liar. It just doesn't work. So
That's what they're going
honestly,
to
I
do with
expected
Rollins. If Rollins is worse.
no Seth. Seth is not a cheat or a liar. He's a visionary. There's a
Oh god,
difference. There is a difference. All right, we are a Seth Rollins household here. There's a difference. He's a visionary. He's a
I can smell
revolutionary.
the shit you're taking all the way through the fucking computer.
Rollins, hey, when it happens, and it is going to be a Robert Roode level glorious moment. It is going to be beautiful when it happens. Uh, he's gonna stomp that title away from one of these two. I think it's going to be one of these two
I
that he's
think
going
it's
to get
gonna
that
be
title
Cena.
from. Yeah, maybe.
It's either gonna
I
be
think. Go
Cena
ahead.
or the second Cody wins.
That could be okay. That could be two. I see somehow they have to move forward the CM Punk just rivalries in the world, and I see them somehow putting that belt on Punk, and then that's when Seth Rollins takes it just to move forward that possibility. But
And it's the same thing that happened to Drew, remember?
yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
Punk was involved in that too, so that would actually be
So
it. And then that brings Drew back to making fun of Punk again for the
yeah,
karma that. Yeah, that could
which
that could be
I
good.
do really miss Drew. I miss Drew. I need him back.
Yeah.
So.
What did you rate this one?
This one was tough for me, man. I think I gave it like a four, and that was being gracious on it. I think just for the fact that it wasn't a boring ending, I gave it a four. But it was like you said, it was predictable. It really
Yeah,
was. Um, yeah,
yeah, I did a 3.
yeah, okay, yeah, and this one, Bleacher Report was a little ahead of us. They gave it a B plus, so they really
B
liked it.
plus.
Um,
Okay. I loved
but
everything. If it would have just been Punk and Cena and just okay, the DQ happens with Cena and the thing, fine. Or Cena
I,
wins clean, fine. Or Punk wins clean, fine. I would have loved it.
I do think their rivalry deserved a clean finish. I agree with
It
you.
did.
And again, that's me not knowing their rivalry really at all, but just respecting the fact that they had such a impactful one. It deserved a clean finish for sure.
All right, pay per view as a whole, or PLE as a whole. What do you rate it?
This is tough. I'm gonna go with a very liberal four. Right, we're gonna go liberal four. I'm in between. I'm like a 3.75. Really, it's like in between those two. So
I'll give it a 3.5.
yeah, so you're right in the middle, right in the middle of the scale. Because we go out of six, not out of five, like that punk ass bitch Meltzer. You
Yeah.
thought we weren't gonna bring him up? Ha! Fool.
We almost made it through a whole episode without shitting on
Hell
him.
no, we didn't. Hey, yeah, absolutely not. Fuck Meltzer. Fuck Dave Meltzer and Hulk Hogan. I mentioned him earlier and forgot to say it.
Yeah, and fuck Brian Alvarez.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck Brian Alvarez. Yeah. Um. Anyway, so there's that. That's it, man. That's it. We got through that. We got through
I
that.
did have two little updates.
Oh, you did. Yep, you did tell me that.
Yep. This just couldn't wait until next week. So a lot of
Okay.
people have been wondering where the hell Otis has been. He
Yeah.
quietly went and got elbow surgery.
Oh,
You didn't know? I didn't know. Nobody knew.
nobody knew. Yeah.
No, I don't have a timetable for how long he's going to be gone. Um, Also, Liv had her surgery and it was successful on her shoulder. We still don't have a timetable on that. And
I was
somebody else
hearing.
got injured a little quietly. Chad Gable out for 6 to 12 months shoulder surgery.
I was hearing 6 months for Liv. Yeah, Chad Gable. Yep, he's out. Oh, don't forget. Grande Americano's out too. He's out. They
Yeah,
said about 6 to 12 months ish.
about
Yeah,
6 to 12. Yeah, it's weird that they. I wonder if it's the same shoulder.
might be. I don't know. It would be weird if it was both of them at the same time. Like a little weird, a little weird. But
I don't.
hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This was
Nice tight
an
one.
interesting ride. Yeah,
Nice
yeah, no,
tight
we
one.
made it. I
50
mean,
minutes.
I think all in all, we're going to be about an hour. So I think putting it
Yeah.
all together. So yeah, man. So thank you guys. Please just interact with us on any of our socials, kayfabe.marks on all of those, and then kayfabe Marks podcast on which one is that on, Tyler? You always say it right. I say it wrong.
At kayfabe.marks on TikTok.
Okay. Yep.
And go check out my wife's podcast. It's called
Yes, please.
True Crime on Tap, and we're on
I'll,
Spotify. And it's a fun listen if you like anything horror or mysterious or cryptids, ghosts, curses, which is what the episode that we just did was. It's just fun.
Yeah, we'll make sure we link it in the bio. Hopefully, they'll do one on CM Punk's career and where it's gone. We gotta figure that out. That is a ghost story I need to hear about.
Oh my god!
All right, guys. Thank you. We
Yeah,
love you.
see you later.
Bye.